All right, let's dive into something that affects so many of us. We're going to talk about a whole new way to think about chronic health challenges. We'll explore why so many people feel stuck and how a new perspective on our nervous system is actually unlocking the body's incredible natural ability to heal.
So let's start with a mystery that you might find really familiar. You're doing all the things, right? You're eating clean, you're trying to manage stress, maybe your lab tests even come back looking totally normal, but you still feel exhausted. You're foggy, you're just plain unwell. If that sounds like you, I want you to know you are not alone, and it turns out the answer might not be where we've been told to look.
Okay, so the first piece of this puzzle is getting our heads around the idea that your body can be physically trapped in a stress response, even if you, in your mind, don't feel stressed out. Think of it like a computer program running in the background. It's a physiological state that can be on 24/7, completely without your conscious awareness.
Here's a great way to think about it. Your body's stress response is like a super sensitive smoke detector. Now, it's designed to save you from a fire, which is great. But what happens when it gets too sensitive? It starts screaming fire at the tiniest things, like a piece of burnt toast. For our bodies, that burnt toast could be a stressful email, getting stuck in traffic, or even just a memory from the past. The alarm feels real, even when the danger absolutely is not. And when that alarm is constantly ringing in the background, it really takes a toll. A nervous system that's out of whack or dysregulated can show up in so many ways. We're talking brain fog, digestive nightmares, weird food sensitivities, inflammation, anxiety, all the way to just being totally exhausted and unable to heal. Your body is pouring all its energy into being on high alert, which leaves almost nothing in the tank for normal, everyday function. So, how in the world does the body actually get stuck like this? Well, the key is understanding its own internal safety system. The best way to picture it is like a set of gears that your body shifts between depending on what's going on around you. And the main player in this whole system is the vagus nerve. This thing is amazing. It's the longest nerve in your body, and it's basically the superhighway connecting your brain to your heart, your lungs, your gut, you name it. It acts like the brake pedal for that stress response. It's the part of you that says, hey, we're good, it's safe to relax, recover, and digest. A healthy, happy vagus nerve is absolutely crucial for getting out of that high alert state. So to make this even simpler, something called polyvagal theory breaks this all down into three basic states, or gears. First, you've got the green gear. This is your safe and social mode. It's where you feel calm, connected, and where your body can heal. Then there's the yellow gear. That's your classic fight or flight response. You're mobilized, you're alert. And finally, there's the red gear. This is a freeze or shutdown state, which happens when the whole system just gets completely overwhelmed. And here's the kicker. This is where those chronic symptoms so often begin. The nervous system gets stuck in that yellow gear of anxiety or the red gear of shutdown, and it kind of forgets how to shift back into the green gear of safety. Your body is physically acting like there's a tiger in the room, even when you're just sitting on your couch, totally safe. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating, because this state of threat isn't just happening in your brain or your nervous system. It goes all the way down, right down to your individual cells. A researcher named Dr. Robert Naviaux discovered something he calls the cell danger response, or CDR. It's this ancient protective program that our cells run. So, when a cell senses a threat, could be a virus, a toxin, or even a wave of stress hormones, it completely changes its behavior. It puts up its shields, it stops talking to its neighbors, and it basically goes into lockdown to protect itself. And this one idea creates a massive shift in how we see things. The old way of thinking, pathogenesis, is all about asking, what's wrong with me? It sees the body as broken. But this new way, solugenesis, flips the question. It asks, what does my body need to heal? It sees the body not as broken, but as having its natural healing cycle blocked by the stuck-on danger response. It goes from overwhelming to empowering. So what's actually going on in there? Well, your mitochondria, the little powerhouses inside your cells, they totally switch jobs. Instead of their main job of making energy for you to live and thrive, they divert all their resources to cellular defense. And what's the result? Deep, profound fatigue, chronic inflammation, and a healing process that is literally blocked at the cellular level.
Okay, but here's the most important part, the most hopeful part of this entire conversation. If the healing cycle is blocked, well, that means it can be unblocked. And
Yes, you have the power to consciously flip that switch in your body from danger back to safety.
And it's not random. There's a logical sequence to this. It all starts with education. Just understanding what you're learning right now, what's happening inside you. From there, you can start to actively tone your vagus nerve to build a foundation of safety. It's only after that foundation is there that you can effectively work on retraining the brain's threat signals and releasing all that stored stress from the body. You have to feel safe first before you can truly heal.
So how do you actually start toning that vagus nerve? You're going to love this. It is surprisingly, almost ridiculously simple. We're talking about things you can do right now, today. Slow, deep belly breaths, humming a song, gargling with water, even just laughing. These aren't just little relaxation tricks. They are direct biological inputs to your nervous system. Let's just take humming for a second. When you hum, the gentle vibrations you create in your throat and chest directly stimulate the vagus nerve right where it passes through there. This sends a powerful signal straight up to your brain that says, I am safe, we are okay. It is a bottom-up approach to calming your entire system. It's not just relaxation, it's biological regulation. And look, this isn't just some nice idea, it really works. In one study that looked at people with chronic Lyme disease, which is a condition famous for that deep fatigue and inflammation, the people who used these kinds of nervous system practices improved their overall functionality by an average of 51% in just 3 months. That is a massive change in quality of life.
So ultimately, this whole approach is about empowerment. The goal is not another complicated protocol to fix you. The goal is to learn the skill of self-regulation. It's about you becoming the person who can consciously and intentionally shift your own biology from a state of defense into a state of safety, connection, and healing.
So let's end on this incredible, hopeful quote from Dr. Naveaux himself. The idea here is nothing short of revolutionary. What if chronic illness isn't a broken part, but a blocked function? Because if that's true, it means that unblocking that function makes a full recovery not just a distant dream, but a genuine biological possibility. The question changes from how do I fight this disease to how do I unblock my body's own healing cycle?